Imagine that it's a normal work day and you get into your car to drive to work as you normally do. You are driving down the road, being and conscientious. The traffic in front of you suddenly slows down, so you gently apply your brakes to the speed of traffic. As you do, you hear a loud crash and your vehicle is struck from behind. You, along with your entire body, is violently jolted forward. It all happens so suddenly. Once you regain your sense of composure and realize that you're not injured, you pull to the side of the road to survey the damage to your vehicle. You get out of the car, you look at the back of your car and realize it's ruined. This very situation happened to me last year. The person who hit me was distracted because they were texting and driving. I was lucky that I was not injured and it was only my vehicle that was damaged. However, scenes like this happen multiple times a day, and unfortunately not every incident ends with only the vehicle being damaged. Many traffic accidents caused by distracted driving result in death. The numbers illustrating the dangers of distracted driving are downright startling. In fact, distracted driving is a deadly behavior. Federal estimates by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration suggest that distraction contributes to 16% of all fatal crashes, around 5,000 deaths every year. All drivers need to be aware of distracted driving and its dangers and to take steps to minimize the risk to themselves and others. I am asking you today to decide for yourself whether that one phone call or text message or any other distraction is worth in life. Driving is any activity that can divert a person's attention away from the primary task of driving. It's not just texting or making phone calls. A list of what can count as distracted driving can include things such as eating and drinking while driving, attending to or disciplining children who are in the car, grooming, reading, using your navigation system, or adjusting the radio and temperature controls. Traffic safety experts at the AAA Foundation for Highway Safety have classified distractions into three main types: manual, visual, and cognitive. A manual distraction is anything that causes you to move your hands away from the task of controlling your vehicle, such as reaching for your soda in the drink carrier or eating food while you're driving. A visual distraction is anything that takes your eyes off of the focus of the road in front of you, such as you're driving, you take notice of another vehicle pulled over to the side of the road. You divert your eyes from the road in front of you, and your intention is now focused on the action going on at the side of the road. A cognitive distraction is when your mind wanders away from the task of driving. While you're looking at that car on the side of the road, you suddenly spill the soda that you reached for earlier, all over the front of your shirt. You're now upset that your outfit is ruined, and you're going to be late for work. You start thinking of what excuse you can give your boss. Your mind is wandering, and you're no longer paying attention to your driving. I'm sure that these scenarios and many others like them sound familiar to each of us. I think we have all been guilty of distracted driving in one way or another. In fact, have you ever arrived at your destination and do not remember very much about the trip? Then you were distracted while you were driving. Surveys find that adults recognize that other drivers are behaving irresponsibly, but they find excuses for their driving behaviors. In a survey from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, over 90% of drivers admitted that there was a danger from cell phone distractions and found that it was unacceptable that a driver would text or send an email while driving. Nevertheless, 35% of the same people admitted to having read or sent a text message or emailing in the previous month. Similarly, 2/3 of the same survey respondents admitted to talking on the cell phone, even though 88% of them said it was a safety risk. So don't be one of those people who makes an excuse for your own risky driving behaviors. I'm sure that nobody plans to cause a distracted driving crash. Yet every time you pick up your cell phone and think, I'm a safe driver, nothing bad will happen to me, you are taking a deadly risk and you're putting yourself and other drivers at risk. How would you feel if you were responsible for an injury or the death of a person just because you chose to drive while distracted? You can prevent distracted driving by making a conscious effort each time you get into your vehicle to focus on the task of driving. You can reduce distractions while you are driving by turning off your cell phone when you get into your car. Just leave it in your car, the ringtone turned on silent. Do not take it out while you are driving. If you receive a text while you're driving, the answer can wait until you arrive safely at your destination. Don't eat and drink while you're driving. If you must eat on the go, plan ahead so that you have enough time to stop and eat in a parking lot. Choose your radio stations and set your GPS before you leave. If you have a teenage driver, remind them often how important it is to focus while they are driving. To remain safe from other distracted drivers, be an alert and conscientious driver. Between you and other driving responsibility of all drivers. Distracted driving is a deadly risk, and by making a conscientious choice to focus on the task of driving each time you get into your vehicle, you are making a safety choice for yourself and others. The life you save might be your own.